Hey everyone, gonna be playing some Factorio today. As I'm sure most of you guys know, the official 1.0.0 version was released just 2 days ago, and I've been really into Factorio for the past couple months leading up to the release, and so I thought now would be a good time to make some videos on it. So I'll go into single player, new game, standard free play the way it's intended to play, and I'm gonna leave almost all these settings exactly as they are, because I want as many of you to be able to follow it as possible. I'm going to change just a couple of things though. I'm going to turn off cliffs. Cliffs are obstructions that can only be destroyed with dynamite, and it's just more of a nuisance than it's worth in my opinion. I'm going to change the bias of moisture a little bit just so that it's greener, just so it looks prettier. And then enemies, of course, going to stay exactly the same. We'll see how the vanilla experience of that is. And I'll change research queue to always, because I think it always should be enabled. Okay, this one is interesting though. You could definitely build your starter base entirely within this water here. There's an oil right there. There's 4 patches, and once you want to expand, you would probably expand to the left here. Maybe make your main bus going this way. I really like this. I'm gonna go for it. Brand new cutscene. Love to see it. Alright, here we go. So let's see. A couple settings. I don't know if you guys know about these settings already, but I have 3 quick bars. You can do that by going to your settings, then interface, and this active quick bars you can change to be more or less. I like to have 3. I think it's a pretty good, amount of stuff without taking too much of your screen up. These shortcut buttons are actually usually disabled by default. Like, you can't click a lot of these until you have the construction robots technology, which is this one, which is pretty late. But if you hit the grave key, which is underneath escape, and type / unlock shortcut bar, that'll unlock it. And it actually won't disable you from being able to get achievements, so it's really more of a preference thing if you want to have them. I'm going to try and stay away from blueprints. For the early game, I think there are definitely, once you get later in the game, I'm trying to focus on management of the factory, less so than like building each like production area to be as efficient as possible. So I'll probably use blueprints later, but to begin with, I want to try and make my builds as simple as possible, as easy to follow, and so yeah, no blueprints for the early part, but maybe as we go on. So starting with, we have 1 burner drill, 1 furnace, and a little bit of iron plates that are found in that wreck, which it seems like sort of weird that they just give you like 8 plates. It's almost nothing. But yeah, I really like this spot actually. Obviously the trees are a huge annoyance, but we can get rid of those pretty easily, not too bad. I think I'm gonna place my first burner drill right on the iron, going straight into the furnace. Then I'll do that. If you don't know, you can hold a stack over an item, press Z, and it drops 1 at a time. Then we'll go ahead and make some coal. Get some coal. Be able to fuel those things and try and ramp up the production. That's really all there is to this game, I think. And really any sort of management game, it's just try and build your production, look at what the bottlenecks are, and then to get rid of those bottlenecks, which always inevitably creates more bottlenecks, but that's sort of the point of the game, to ramp up production, find bottlenecks, remove them, and continue. Okay, so we have 20 iron plates now, but to make mining drills you need some stone. So I'll just run down and get some stone real quick. If you guys don't know, haven't beat your first game of Factorio, the point of it is to launch a rocket into space and to quote-unquote escape this alien planet that you landed on. Now, let me get some chests. Just gonna start mining up some coal. I mean some stone. Wow. Now you actually don't fly away, but you know, because like the whole game is on this planet, you never leave it. But once the rocket flies, you quote unquote escape and you win. So the way that you do that is you research up to the rocket silo, which requires researching all of this stuff. Once you research the rocket silo, you can make it and then pour a bunch of resources into it and eventually be able to launch it. So we'll get all into that once we have our first research lab set up. You can press the Alt button to show more information, graphics over inventories. So I just pressed Alt. You can also press it down here, and it shows the stone icon over this chest. That's pretty cool. I think with these two burner drills, I'll be able to get my first coal set up. If you place two burner mining drills directly into each other and you hit the R button to rotate it, or Shift R to counterclockwise rotate, then you start up both. What's going to happen is this machine will mine coal directly into this inventory, and then this one will mine coal directly into this inventory. So basically the way you get coal out of them will be just by taking out the buffer that's in both of them, because they'll both fill up to 50. And the way you take it out is you hold Control and left click, and that'll take all the inventory of it. Okay. Okay, there's definitely quicker ways to be doing this. If you watch like Nephrem's, he's a speedrunner of Factorio. There are definitely speedrunners out there who have amazing techniques to go incredibly quickly through this game, but I think I'm going to be going not for speed at all, just not even efficiency. I think I want this base to be very understandable, because hopefully there's a lot of you guys that are going to be new to the game, have just bought the game because of the release, and you know, I want everybody to be able to understand and follow what's happening rather than to be the quickest base possible or anything like that. Okay, so now we have two mining drills going into this chest of stone. That should be more than enough. You can place two more if you want. So now, and then we have a bit of coal over here. You can see, like right now, I already have 21 extra, so you can definitely improve upon that. Actually, let me show you. Say you make one more burner mining drill, because you should always add two at a time. You can just do another back and forth, or you can actually just directly add it on, because if you place a drill over it, but it's rotated a different direction, it'll pick it up, place it back down. And look at that, now you have this circle, and that'll be 200 coal that can be stored in that buffer. But yeah, so actually I think I'm going to cut the video here and come back when I have, because this is all it is. I have to get iron, I have to get stone, build more burner mining drills, until I get more production set up, just so that you guys don't have to see all that. Alright, so I've upped my production quite a little bit. We got 4 burner mining drills going into that stone chest. We've got 5 copper smelters and 16 iron and 8 coal. So now I can show you guys. See, if you just hold control, drag across all of them, you'll get all the coal from that's in the buffer. And you gotta fill up all the coal here, And honestly, this part of the game is a lot of just manual work like this. Not the most fun thing in the world. But if you ramp up production like this in the beginning, you're going to be able to get all the resources you need to continue on. Also, I realized while I was making this, maybe there's parts of the game that I've gone over too quickly. I've been playing it for quite a while, and so if there's anything, like any mechanics of the game that I just, like, I understand and forget to explain, just leave a comment, and I won't be able to address it in this video, obviously, but then I will be able to take those comments and sort of understand where people's understanding what the game is, and take that into account when I'm making videos in the future. So yeah. So when I was completing the game for my first time, I would go to this research at the top, press T, look up rocket silo, and then basically just follow this all the way until you make it up here. So like the way this research tree works is to get to this rocket silo research, you're gonna need what these lines connect to. You're gonna need to research all of those. Those ones need the ones above them, and so on and so forth. So they all start here. These yellow ones are the ones that we have access to researching. So let's start with automation. So after you click start research, basically it says it needs 10 automation science packages or packs, and each one takes 10 seconds to research. So in total, at normal speed, if you were using all these, it would take 100 seconds. And so the way that you use an automation science pack, because see, right now we can make that, it's just copper and iron, and let's say we have 10, which if you left click, it makes one of them. If you right click, it makes 5 of them. If you shift left click, it would make all that you possibly can make. And you can cancel in the same way, left click, right click, and shift. So say we have 10 packs, well, we can't do anything with them. We need to put them into a research lab to use them. So let's make a couple of research labs. Although actually, let's just make one for right now and cancel those, because the research lab, you put the packs in them and it will use the packs to perform your research. But the thing is, you're going to need power for this research lab. So how do we make power? Well, it's with steam. You're going to take water, put it into a boiler, which makes steam, put the steam into a steam engine, and that will produce your power. So you need a pump, you need a boiler, and 2 steam engines, then some pipes to transfer the water about. And then these electric poles will transfer the power around your base. So when you're holding the pump, you'll see any viable places to place your pump down, and it'll just take water from this source. Let's see, you want to place it down in an area that you'll be able to, you won't need it for any other part of your factory. You'll just use it for power production. And actually, the main thing that you'll need from here, from your resources for power production, is coal. So I'm going to set it up on this water source and be able to pipe in coal really easily. And then over here, I'm not planning on building anything. I'm going to build down here instead, so the power is free to be put up here. So I get the water. The water will go, I'll place a little break, and it'll go into this boiler. Here's what a regular pipe looks like. You can connect it to these little arrows, but you wouldn't be able to walk through them. So you can use a pipe to ground, connect it to that side, connect it here, and now it's essentially connected there. This will have water in it. Now you need to put coal into it. For now, I'll just do that manually, but we'll set up a way to automate that. Okay, now this boiler is producing steam. the steam you could do through a pipe, but you can also, and typically, connect it straight to the steam engine. One boiler can power 2 steam engines. Okay, so now you take your small electric pole, and then we've got to run this power over to wherever we want to set up the research lab, which will certainly not be here, but for the moment, let me place down the research lab and just show you. Inside the research lab, you can place all of your packs down, and it'll use these packs to do your research. So right now we have a research queued. It needs 10 packs at 10 seconds apiece. If we put these packs in there, they'll start working. Taking 10 seconds to use each pack and going through them, and you'll need to place 10 in there. An interesting side note, a good thing to know, is that you can click on any power pole and it'll show you your network usage. So on this right side is production, and on this left side is consumption. So right now we have 2 steam engines that are producing 60 kilowatts and 1 lab that's using 60 kilowatts. So actually these steam engines can produce a lot more than 60 kilowatts, but this is our only consumption on the network. So these are only going to produce 60 kilowatts. And there we go, we can put our rest of the research in there. Maybe try and make another research lab before the time is up to show you how you can split packs between them. I'm going to take half of these actually. You can see up here the production and satisfaction. The production is like 1.9 megawatts is the maximum that your system could produce, and satisfaction is what's being asked for by consumption. So since only 60 kilowatts was being asked for, the production would only go up to what needs to be satisfied. So I have 2 packs left that need to be done before automation is done. If I put 1 in each, they'll both work on them separately, but apply to here. So that's how you can speed up the consumption of your science packs. And with that, we have researched 10 packs and automation is done. And what researching anything does is it gives you what's here in the effects. Now we can build an assembly machine and a long-handed inserter. And if you guys remember at the beginning when we changed research queue availability, typically you can only do 1 at a time, which is sort of a waste of time in my opinion, because now with having the research queue always, you can queue up researchers. Say I start that research, then I start this research. So now it'll work on these in order. It'll focus on this one, then go to this one, and so on and so forth. If you double click with your middle button, it'll add them directly from this screen. So yeah, that'll be it for episode 1. Setup, basically just gone over the basics of the game. Gonna have to set up a lot of automation starting next episode about mainly making research packs and putting them into the labs. Okay. Have a good day, everybody. Bye.